Hey everyone, my name is Jenny. I am a stay-at-home mom. I have two toddlers. They're 18 months apart and life is a little bit crazy. So when I first had my second child, I used YouTube to entertain my oldest because it was easy and I was constantly nursing or just doing all the baby stuff. So it was really hard for me emotionally, but at least I was thinking I live in a good time where we have YouTube available. And at that time, her age, she was learning all the ABCs and the numbers and all of the learning songs. So it didn't end up being so bad. But then once she learned all those things, she kind of got into the more brainless YouTube channels. And that's whenever I started thinking, okay, she picked up on that really fast and I need to think about something else I can incorporate. So I started getting subscription boxes and they were really expensive, especially being a stay-at-home mom. That didn't really fit into my budget. So I was trying to stretch them out as much as I could. But then when I would get to do the activities, it would have to be timed like perfectly for when the baby was sleeping or because the baby would sabotage our activities. And it just, I don't know, like some of the stuff I would be able to do with her and some I wouldn't, and I'd have to wait. And so it was almost like a waste of money because I wasn't using everything. And then it was just stressful whenever I was able to use stuff. So I'm just in this like trying to figure it out state, putting her in library classes, putting her in gymnastics and doing all these things. And I just felt like stressed because of the money. And so then coronavirus happened and I called my sister a couple months into quarantine because my kids were losing their minds. Like they'd watch YouTube and see people on the playground and they couldn't understand at that age why we couldn't go to the playground. So I called my sister and had her come over with her kids and have a little play date. And my sister homeschools. So we started talking and her youngest was getting ready to go into kindergarten. And she's like, I need to put together a program for him to get together with other kids. So if you want, your oldest and my youngest can get together and do a learning day once a week. So I was like, oh my gosh, yes, I would love to do that. 1000% I'm in. So the rest is history. Ever since we've been doing it, it's been the greatest thing ever. We customize all of our play dates or learning days to fit their needs. And it's so easy. So my sister has been a teacher for 10 years and she's been homeschooling for 3, maybe 5 years. So she's amazing. I didn't even realize how amazing she was until we started doing this. I'd never been to her classroom or anything. So every week we get together and we plan a theme. And even though you don't have to do a theme, I feel like a theme just keeps everything organized. And because when you go online to search for activities, you can get lost in all of the activities. So if you narrow it down each week, then it makes it a lot easier. So then we pick the theme and every week when we get together at the end of our day, we get together for 30 minutes. And I think this is important because we can plan our day and we can maybe go like plan a field trip. And it's easier instead of going back and forth on text messages. If we could plan everything out while we're there, it makes it easier. Once you leave and you're at home and you're like, just in the distraction of the day, then you lose focus and then that's when it becomes a little bit harder and then you don't want to plan. So the less stressful you can make it, the easier it will be, the more likely you will continue to do it. So another thing is just make it cheap and make it easy, because if it's going to cost you a lot of money and it's not going to be easy, then you are not going to continue. So this is not something that you have to do every day or every week, but you could do it every day. Just do a little bit every day. You could do it by yourself. You don't have to do it with a friend. You could do it once a month. You could do a play group and then incorporate some activities. So you can do so many things with this. So a lot of the weeks that we do, I post on my blog at jennyutley.com and I'll put a link for it. And then a lot of the activities I'll make into workbooks that you could just download on Etsy. So I'll put a link for that too. Every day when we start, and if you do this every day, then you can start with an exercise. So if you're doing your day, just before you start the activity, do an exercise. So I think this helps, especially if you're with other kids, because when my kids get together with my sister's kids, they're super hyper and they need to let out that energy. So exercise is a great way. So I'm not saying, okay, everybody do 10 jumping jacks. There's a lot of fun ways that you can get exercise, like go on a nature walk or do obstacle course, or there's some really fun YouTube videos and that keep the kids engaged, that they don't even realize they're exercising, but they're letting that energy out. So it could even just be a dance party. So the next thing is every time you're cooking, well, at least for like one meal, like breakfast or lunch or even dinner, I suggest getting the kids involved in cooking with you. And then, so I have everything laid out in a program that I created, and it's inexpensive. I just wanted to put everything that I do each week together and then give you options for doing it if you don't want to do it every week, if you want to do it every day or every month, if you just want to push your toddlers a little bit. But in that program, I talk about learning through play, because if you have younger kids and your kids aren't being very receptive to the new activities or like the more learning activities, the learning through play will help you feel ease with just letting your kids play, or maybe structuring their learning more through play. So that's helpful. And then I also have some reading tips in there. One tip I have for you guys is if your kids don't want to sit and look at you while you're reading, or sit and be focused, I let my kids play in the room, and then they pick the book. They know what book I'm reading. They know what the book's like going to be probably about because of the cover. We talk about what it might be about, and then I read it, and I constantly show them the pictures. I get excited. And so even though, because my kids are young, I don't make them sit and focus completely, I am like a little bit more at ease, like let them play a little bit, as long as they're not like talking or being super distracted. If they could, as long as they can kind of hear me in the background talking. And then I continuously bring them in to talk about the pictures, and then after the book, I talk about the book. So that's one little tip for you guys for reading. So don't be too stressed out, and just be easy on yourself and kind of let them ease into it. So like I said, I put this all out on a program for you guys. It's only $20, but also in the program, I've added my bee worksheet and my worm worksheet, a workbook. And I think both of them are more than 20 pages. So it's all you need to know about worms, all you need to know about bees. There's printables for learning activities. There's different activities that I suggest that we did that were fun, and a lot of hands-on, and just, 2 workbooks that you don't have to even think about that I put together for you guys. So you could just print them and then kind of get the idea of what we did. So another thing that I have in there is a daily schedule. And the daily schedule I have customized for my kids. And a lot of the things you might look on there and say, well, that's kind of obvious. Those things we would just normally do. But for me, my kids like to check it off, and it gives structure to my day. So whatever your needs are, whatever you're doing in your day, if you want me to customize it for you, then I will gladly do that. Just send me an email or message and I will customize it however you need. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll put all the links in the description. And if you have any questions, let me know, and I will see you guys later. Bye.